exterior inspection. We're at the right hand elevation of the property. Now here we've got downpipe extensions coming down. It's normal for the builder to leave them here, put a splash pocket in place. What you need to do is to add an extension to it. You want a flexible extension. You can get those either from Home Depot or you can buy them online. They're not expensive, 5, maybe 10 bucks each. But what they do is they will take the water away towards the swale and away from this area of the foundation where, of course, the concentration of water can affect the foundation. We have the isolation valve for the property. You can see it's actually covered in mud. It ought to be dug out. You do not want it covered in mud, it will deteriorate. That's your valve for adjusting the water pressure inside the house. Anyway, that valve needs to be cleaned out. Between the trim work and the stone, there's quite big gaps. Well, you know, the reason we don't want a gap there is because it's going to allow animals to get up there. What normally happens is you get insects, you know, bees, wasps get in there, and then they're followed by rodents who can smell the debris they've left. That really ought to be corked, much the same way as it's corked here. And you come around the corner here, it's nicely corked. If you really do not want big gaps like that, that's big enough for a rat to get up there, and when it gets cold in the winter, that's exactly where they're headed. This is a clear out, it's intended for the sink. There's no way you should get that open, it's sealed. You need to have a clear out that you can pull out and open if there's a clear out there at all.
Dude, whatever it is.
That's right, it's not our fault, Gov. It's a roof inspection. Not going to be walking on this part of the roof, it's too steep without harnesses. At least for me to walk on. A couple of things. Up here, right ahead of us, is a nail head exposed. That should be corked. Yeah, there it is. As you can see, it's to the right of the flue here. Nail head. I'm standing at the rear elevation of the property, and here we've got a plumbing vent, and it's capped. Cap's got to be removed, otherwise it's not going to work as a vent. It's completely sealed. It's got to be open to the atmosphere. I'm standing at the rear left elevation, property over the porch. You see here we've got a nail head, it's exposed, needs to be corked. Standing at the porch. The shingles have been damaged and contaminated by the finish used on the wall here. Here you can see clearly something's been spilled and dropped, and it's spread out across the whole shingles here. Now, apart from the fact that it doesn't look nice, there's a good probability that it may actually have a long-term effect on the shingle itself, damage it. I recommend that the whole of this area is reshingled. It's not a very nice impression you get when you walk up to the house to see this, but it also would, I believe, cause the roof to deteriorate over time. Now, there's a lot of mechanical damage on these shingles, here and here. And then on the left-hand elevation we've got more damage, and quite a lot of damage here. Here's a problem with shingles, and this shingle's got a hole in it. As the sun heats them up, any damage is actually worsened. The structure of the shingle is quite delicate, and it leads to a deterioration in its ability to keep the rain out. So I'd recommend that this whole area is reshingled. Pretty ugly, isn't it? Now, the flue is incorrectly assembled. There's a baffle here. The baffle should sit neatly in the flue itself, and it doesn't. In addition to not being completely assembled correctly, these legs should have metal screws retaining them, and there should be screws retaining the flue hood to the flue. With the screws missing and this incorrectly assembled, the unit doesn't have a warranty on it. The warranty is dependent, as far as the manufacturer is concerned, on installation. In addition, there should be a manual attached to the actual unit itself, and there's not. So a number of things need to be corrected here. This incidentally is quite a serious violation of assembly technique, and I'll tell you why. This goes outside and under extreme weather conditions can move. If it becomes dislodged because the screws are not present to hold it securely in place, then flue gases, which can contain carbon monoxide, will get into the house, and that could kill the family. Water meter is located at the front of the property here. These meters are normally locked by the city. and your isolation valve for your house is up there. Next to it, the two ground pipes are your clear outs. The one nearest the road goes under the house, and the one nearest the house goes to the road, to the city sewer. This is the master tub. Now, the hot water should always be the left-hand faucet. I turn it on. I've been running this for a while, trying to get hot water to come through. None is coming through. It's actually only cold to this bath. I'm pleased to say that the shower does have hot water. So no hot water at the master tub. Zone 1 is the soaker system for the front yard. It's currently running. the irrigation control valve, backflow preventer. We're at the cooktop and we're looking at the control valve there. Now what we're missing is an isolation valve, as it's hidden away in one of these cupboards. There it is there.